On the distant planet of Veridonia, the sky was a deep shade of violet, and the ground was covered in thick green grass. The Zornites, a race of tall, slender aliens with smooth blue skin, gathered in a large dome-shaped building. They were talking about their plan to invade Earth. The Zornites had watched humans from afar for many years. They believed that humans were weak and unworthy of respect. They thought it would be easy to take over their planet. Inside the building, a Zornite named Grelix stood at the front of the room. He was different from the others. While most Zornites were confident about their mission, Grelix felt uneasy. He had heard stories about humans. Some were brave and clever. Others fought fiercely when their homes were threatened. Grelix cleared his throat to speak. "Are we sure about this?" he asked. "Humans might be more dangerous than we think. They have fought off many enemies before. We should not underestimate them." The other Zornites looked at him with raised eyebrows. Their leader, a heavy-set Zornite named Drax, waved a hand dismissively. "Grelix, you worry too much. We have superior technology. Our ships can destroy their cities with one strike. Humans are just animals with tools. They will fall quickly." "What if they fight back?" Grelix pressed. "They may surprise us. I think we should prepare for a longer battle." Drax frowned and shook his head. "Enough of this talk. We'll launch the invasion tomorrow. Gather your weapons and prepare the ships. Earth will be ours." As the Zornites left the meeting, Grelix felt a knot in his stomach. He could not shake the feeling that this invasion was a mistake. He decided to gather more information about the humans before it was too late. Meanwhile, on Earth, a team of soldiers was gathering in a large military base. The sun was shining and the air was filled with the sounds of engines and voices. Among the soldiers were Alex, a smart and brave leader; Maya, a fierce fighter; and Ethan, a tech expert. They were waiting for their commander to arrive. The commander entered the room with a serious look on his face. "Listen up, everyone. We have received reports of strange ships in the sky. Intelligence says these might be alien invaders. Our mission is to prepare for a potential attack." Alex stood up and addressed the team. "We need to work together. We do not know what we are facing, but we must be ready for anything. Maya, I want you to gather a group to patrol the perimeter. Ethan, check our technology and see if we can detect any incoming threats." The soldiers nodded and quickly got to work. Maya gathered her team, which included strong and skilled fighters. They moved out to the edges of the base, scanning the sky for any signs of danger. Maya felt a mix of excitement and fear. She had trained for situations like this, but nothing could prepare her for the unknown. Ethan sat at a control panel, tapping away at the keyboard. He was good with technology and loved solving problems. As he worked, he felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. If the aliens were indeed coming, he needed to ensure the defense systems were ready. He activated the radar and watched the screens closely, looking for anything unusual. Back on Veridonia, the Zornites prepared for their invasion. They loaded their ships with powerful weapons and advanced technology. Grelix watched as his fellow Zornites moved with confidence, but he could not shake his fears. He decided to sneak away and gather more information about humans. Grelix found a small observation ship and set off toward Earth. As he flew through space, he marveled at the beauty of the stars and planets. Soon he arrived at Earth's atmosphere. He activated the cloaking device on the ship, making it invisible to human radar. He descended slowly. Watching the blue oceans and green land below, Grelix spotted a small town and decided to land in a secluded area. He wanted to see how humans lived. As he walked through the streets, he saw children playing, families eating together, and people going about their daily lives. They seemed happy and carefree. Grelix felt a strange mix of emotions he had expected to see weak and frightened beings, but instead he saw life and joy. He approached a small park and sat on a bench. A group of children ran by, laughing and playing. They were kicking a ball back and forth. Grelix watched them, fascinated. He noticed how they encouraged each other and worked together. This was something he had not expected. These humans were not as simple as he had thought. Suddenly a loud noise filled the air. Grelix looked up and saw a bright flash in the sky. His heart raced as he realized it was one of the Zornite ships. They were beginning their attack. Panic filled him. Knew he had to warn the humans. Grelix quickly returned to his ship and activated the communication device. "This is Grelix of the Zornite fleet. I have information about the invasion. Humans must prepare for an attack. They're coming." But the device only crackled with static. The humans had no way of knowing he was trying to help. Grelix felt helpless as he watched the ships descend toward the cities. He knew that the humans would be caught off guard. Back at the military base, Ethan suddenly noticed strange signals on the radar. "Alex, we have something incoming. Looks like multiple objects are descending from the sky," he shouted. Alex rushed over, his heart pounding. "Get everyone ready. We need to prepare for battle. Maya, assemble your team and report to the front." Maya quickly gathered her team and moved to the designated area. The soldiers were tense, but they were determined to protect their home. As they looked up at the sky, they could see the dark shapes of the Zornite ships approaching. Grelix watched from his hidden position, feeling torn. He wanted to warn the humans, but he could not reveal himself. He knew that if the Zornites won, it would mean the end for humanity. As the ships drew closer, Grelix took a deep breath and made a decision. He would find a way to help the humans, even if it meant risking his life. As the first Zornite ship landed, the battle for Earth was about to begin, and Grelix prepared to play his part in a conflict that would change everything. The moment the Zornite ships landed, a loud noise filled the air. The ground shook as the alien soldiers poured out of the ships. They were tall and intimidating with their blue skin and sharp eyes. The humans stood in shock as they watched the invasion unfold. Alex felt his heart race. He looked at his team, who were ready but nervous. "Stay calm," he said, trying to inspire confidence. "We have trained for this. We'll protect our home." Maya stood beside him, gripping her weapon tightly. "What's the plan, Alex?" she asked, her voice steady but filled with determination. "We need to hold our ground," Alex replied. "We'll set up a defensive line and engage the enemy." "Ethan, can you hack into their systems? We need every advantage we can get." Ethan nodded. "Already typing on his device? I'll try to disrupt their communications. If we can confuse them, it might buy us some time." As the Zornites advanced, their weapons glowed with a strange energy. The humans could see the fearsome technology they had only heard about, but the soldiers did not back down. They took their positions, forming a line to face the incoming aliens. Grelix, still hidden in his ship, watched from a distance. He felt a mix of fear and hope. He wanted to help the humans, but he knew he had to be careful. The Zornites were not just strong, they were ruthless. If they discovered his intentions, he could be in serious danger. As the first wave of Zornite soldiers approached, Alex shouted, "Now open fire." The humans unleashed their weapons, and the air filled with the sound of gunfire. The bullets flew toward the aliens, who returned fire with energy blasts. Explosions rocked the ground and smoke filled the air. Maya moved quickly, leading her team into the fray. She fought with all her strength, dodging the Zornite blasts and firing back with precision. Her heart raced as she felt the thrill of battle. She had always trained for this moment, but fighting against real enemies was different. Ethan worked furiously at the control panel, trying to hack into the Zornite systems. "I'm almost in," he shouted. "Just a little longer." Could see the Zornites coordinating their attacks, and he knew that disrupting their systems could turn the tide of battle. Grelix felt helpless as he watched the fighting from his ship. He wanted to join the humans, but he knew he had to find a way to help them without revealing himself. Suddenly, he noticed a group of Zornites moving toward a flanking position. If they succeeded, they could surround the humans. Grelix made a quick decision. He activated his ship's engines and flew toward the group of Zornites. He needed to distract them long enough for the humans to gain the upper hand. As he approached, he fired a few warning shots, causing the Zornites to turn in his direction. "Who is that?" shouted one of the Zornite soldiers. "Is it another human?" Grelix quickly cloaked his ship, making it invisible. He flew low to the ground, staying out of sight. The Zornites were confused, looking around for the source of the shots. Grelix used this moment to maneuver closer to the humans. Meanwhile, the battle raged on. Alex and Maya fought side by side, taking down Zornite soldiers one by one. Alex shouted orders, keeping the team organized. Maya felt the adrenaline coursing through her veins as she engaged in hand-to-hand combat with an alien. She was stronger than she ever thought possible. Ethan finally broke through the Zornite systems. "I'm in," he exclaimed. He quickly began to send false commands to the Zornite troops, causing confusion in their ranks. The aliens hesitated, unsure of what to do next. Grelix saw the chaos among the Zornites and knew it was time to act. Decided to reveal himself to the humans. He deactivated the cloaking device and flew his ship closer to the ground. As he landed, he stepped out, his heart pounding. He hoped the humans would understand that he was not their enemy, Alex spotted the strange ship and raised his weapon, ready to fire. "Who are you?" he shouted, aiming at Grelix. Grelix raised his hands in peace. "Wait, I am not here to fight you. I'm Grelix of the Zornite fleet. I want to help you." Maya narrowed her eyes, unsure if she could trust him. "Help us? How do we?" "No, you are not trying to trick us." "I know the Zornites," Grelix said quickly. "I have seen their plans. They'll not stop until they take over Earth. But you can win if you work together. I can show you their weaknesses." Alex lowered his weapon slightly, considering Grelix's words. "If you want to help prove it, what do we need to do?" Grelix pointed to the Zornite ships in the sky. "They rely on their mothership for commands. If you can disable it, the rest of the Zornites will be lost. I can help you reach it." Maya exchanged glances with Alex. "This could be our chance," she said. "But it's risky." "We don't have much time," Alex said. "We need to make a decision." "Now," Grelix nodded. "I can guide you to the mothership. But we must move quickly." Alex made up his mind. "All right, we will trust you. But if you betray us, I won't hesitate to take you down."
How?
Grelix nodded, understanding the risk. He led the way, showing the humans a path through the chaos of the battlefield. As they moved closer to the mothership, the sounds of battle surrounded them. Explosions shook the ground, and the air was thick with smoke. Ethan stayed behind, working to keep the Zornite troops confused. He sent more false commands, causing the aliens to fight among themselves. The humans had a chance, but they had to act fast. As they approached the mothership, the massive structure loomed above them. It was a terrifying sight, but Grelix remained calm. "We need to find a way inside," he said. "Once we are in, I can help you disable their systems." Maya nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. "Let's do this." With Grelix leading the way, the group moved cautiously toward the entrance of the mothership. They knew that if they succeeded, they could turn the tide of the battle and save their planet. The fight was far from over, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they approached the massive doors of the mothership, the fate of Earth hung in the balance. The humans, now guided by an unlikely ally, prepared for the fight of their lives. As Alex, Maya, and Grelix approached the massive doors of the Zornite mothership, the tension was thick in the air. The door was made of dark metal, and it stood tall and imposing. Grelix stepped forward, looking for a way to open it. The sounds of battle echoed outside, but they had no time to waste. "I can help you get inside," Grelix said. He examined the door and found a small panel on the side. "If I can access this control panel, I should be able to open the door." Alex and Maya stood guard, watching for any Zornite soldiers. Grelix worked quickly, tapping on the panel with his long fingers. The lights on the panel flickered, and he frowned in concentration. Come on," he muttered. The sounds of explosions rang out in the distance, reminding them that time was running short. Finally, with a beep and a whir, the door began to slide open. Grelix stepped back, and the humans rushed inside. The interior of the mothership was dark and quiet, a sharp contrast to the chaos outside. The walls were smooth and shiny, and strange lights pulsed along the corridors. "Stay close," Alex whispered, his voice low. "We need to find the control room." They moved cautiously through the ship, keeping their eyes open for any Zornite guards. As they walked, Grillix explained the layout of the mothership. The control room is at the center of the ship. That's where they issue commands to the other ships. If we can reach it, we can shut down their systems. Maya felt a mix of fear and excitement. She had never imagined she would be inside an alien ship, let alone fighting against them. "What if we run into more Zornites?" she asked, glancing around. "We will fight if we have to," Alex said firmly. "But let's try to be stealthy. We need to surprise them." As they continued deeper into the ship, they came across a large room filled with strange equipment. Screens displayed maps and data about the battle outside. Several Zornite soldiers were gathered around discussing their strategy. "Now what?" Maya whispered, tensing at the sight of the aliens. Grillix thought for a moment. "We can create a distraction," he said. "If I can access their systems from here, I can make the alarms go off. It will confuse them and give us a chance to move past." Alex nodded. "Do it. We'll cover you." Grillix hurried to the control panel in the room, his fingers flying over the buttons. Maya and Alex stood near the door, ready to fight if necessary. The Zornites were focused on the screens, unaware of the danger that lurked behind them. "Almost there," Grillix said, his voice steady. Suddenly he pressed a button, and alarms blared throughout the ship. Red lights flashed and a loud siren echoed in the room. The Zornites jumped in surprise, looking around in confusion. "What is happening?" one of them shouted. They began to move toward the exits, trying to figure out what was going on. "Now," Alex shouted. He and Maya charged into the room, catching the Zornites off guard. Maya tackled one of the soldiers, her training kicking in as she fought with speed and strength. Alex grabbed another Zornite, using a quick jab to disable him. Grillix watched in awe as the humans fought, their determination shining through. The Zornite soldiers were strong, but they were not prepared for the humans' fierce spirit. The room became a flurry of movement as Alex and Maya took down the aliens one by one. "Let's go," Alex yelled, motioning for Grillix to follow. They rushed out of the room, leaving the disoriented Zornites behind. As they ran through the corridors, they could hear the alarms blaring and the sounds of chaos spreading through the ship. Grillix led them toward the center where the control room awaited. They reached a large door marked with strange symbols. "This is it," Grillix said, looking serious. "The control room is just beyond this door." Alex nodded and took a deep breath. "We need to be ready for anything." He approached the door and pressed a button beside it. The door slid open, revealing a room filled with screens and Zornite officers. The officers turned in surprise at the sight of the humans and Grillix. "Intruders," one of them shouted. "Defend the control room." Without hesitation, Alex and Maya charged into the room. Grillix quickly moved to the nearest control panel, ready to help. The officers drew their weapons, but the humans were faster. Maya fought fiercely, using her agility to dodge their attacks. Alex worked alongside her, taking down one officer after another. Grillix focused on the control panel, determined to shut down the Zornite systems. Come on, Grillix urged as he tapped the buttons. The room was filled with the sounds of battle, but he kept his focus. He could feel the weight of their mission pressing down on him. One of the Zornite officers managed to grab a weapon and aimed it at Grillix. "Stop what you're doing, traitor," he shouted before he could pull the trigger. Maya leaped forward, tackling the officer to the ground. "Not on my watch," she yelled. Grillix continued to work, sweat dripping down his face. Finally, he found the main control button. "This is it? I can shut down their systems," he shouted. "Do it," Alex yelled, fighting off another officer. With a final press of the button, the screens went dark. The alarms stopped blaring, and the room fell silent. Grillix let out a breath of relief as he looked around. "Now what?" Maya asked, breathing heavily. "Now we need to escape," Alex said. "The Zornites will realize what happened. We have to get out before they regroup." Grillix nodded, feeling a sense of urgency. "I know a way to the exit," he said. "Follow me." They moved quickly through the corridors, retracing their steps. The ship felt different now, quieter and less threatening. They had disrupted the Zornite command and gained an advantage, but they were not out of danger yet. As they approached the exit, they heard footsteps behind them. Zornite soldiers were closing in, and they had to hurry. Faster, Alex urged, pushing himself and the others forward. They reached the massive doors leading outside, but they were locked. Grillix hurried to the control panel next to the door. I can open it, but I need a moment. Maya and Alex stood guard, ready to fight. Footsteps grew louder, and they could see Zornites approaching. Hang on, Grillix, Maya shouted, her heart racing. Finally, with a beep, the door began to slide open. Go, 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 Grillix shouted, and they rushed through the opening just as the Zornites reached them. They sprinted outside into the bright sunlight, the chaos of the battlefield raging around them. The humans and Zornites were still engaged in combat, but now the odds had changed. Alex quickly scanned the area. We need to find cover, he yelled. They ducked behind a nearby rock formation. Catching their breath and assessing the situation, Grillix looked at the humans, his heart filled with gratitude. Thank you for trusting me, he said. You fought bravely. Maya smiled, her adrenaline still pumping. We couldn't have done it without you. Now we need to regroup and plan our next move. As they caught their breath, they knew the fight was far from over. The humans had gained an advantage, but the Zornites would not give up easily. They had to prepare for the next battle and protect their home from the alien threat. As the dust settled outside the Zornite mothership, Alex, Maya, and Grillix took a moment to catch their breath behind the rock formation. The sounds of battle echoed around them, but they felt a sense of urgency to regroup and plan their next move. The humans had disrupted the Zornite command, but they knew the aliens would retaliate fiercely. We need to find our team, Alex said, looking around. They might be fighting nearby. Can't do this alone. Maya nodded in agreement. Let's move quickly. If the Zornites realize what we've done, they will come after us. Grillix glanced at the battlefield. I can help you find your friends. My people are organized. They will try to regroup as well. As they made their way through the chaos, they ducked behind structures and debris to avoid Zornite soldiers. The humans fought bravely, but they were outnumbered. Each moment spent in the open was dangerous. After a few minutes of moving cautiously, they heard familiar voices not far away. Alex signaled for silence, and they crept closer. Peeking around a corner, they saw a group of human soldiers fighting against a handful of Zornites. Among them were Ethan and several others from their base. There they are, Maya exclaimed, relief washing over her. Let's help them. They rushed into the fray, joining the battle. Maya charged forward, engaging a Zornite soldier with a swift kick that sent him sprawling. Alex followed closely, working alongside Maya to push back the aliens. Ethan spotted them and shouted, "You made it!" I was worried. The humans fought as a team, their confidence growing as they coordinated their attacks. Grillix joined in, using his knowledge of the Zornite fighting style to help the humans anticipate their moves. He was amazed at their bravery and teamwork. After a fierce battle, the last Zornite soldier fell, and the humans took a moment to catch their breath. We did it, Ethan said, grinning. But we can't celebrate yet. We need to regroup and figure out our next steps. Alex nodded, looking around at the faces of his teammates. Ethan, how is our defense holding up? Do we have any reinforcements coming? Ethan shook his head. Not yet. The Zornites are pushing hard. We need to hold this area until we can get back up. Grillix spoke up. I can help you strategize. The Zornites will be coming back soon, and they will be angry. We need to prepare. They quickly gathered in a huddle, discussing their options. Grillix shared what he knew about the Zornite tactics. They rely heavily on their numbers and technology. We can use this to our advantage. We need to set traps and ambush points. We will have the element of surprise, Maya agreed. That sounds good. We can use the terrain to our advantage. We have to stay hidden until the right moment. They planned. The humans began to set up their defenses. They moved quickly, using the rubble and debris as cover. They placed explosives in strategic locations, hoping to catch the Zornites off guard. As they worked, Grillix kept an eye on the horizon. We should hurry. The Zornites will regroup and come back soon. Finally, after what felt like hours, they finished setting up their defenses. The humans took their positions, ready to fight. Now the air was tense with anticipation. Now they could hear the distant sounds of Zornite ships approaching. "Stay sharp," Alex said, his voice steady. "We will show them that we will not back down."
Ow!
The first Zornite soldiers appeared in the distance, marching toward their position. Grelix felt a knot in his stomach. He knew how strong his people were. He also knew that the humans were ready to fight. "Here they come," Maya whispered, her eyes focused on the approaching aliens. As the Zornites got closer, the humans held their breath. When they were within range, Alex shouted, "Now." Humans opened fire, and a barrage of bullets and explosives erupted from their positions. The Zornites were taken by surprise. Traps set earlier worked perfectly, causing chaos among their ranks. "Keep firing," Alex yelled. "Don't let up." Maya moved quickly, taking down Zornite soldiers one by one. She felt powerful, fighting alongside her friends. Grelix used his knowledge of Zornite tactics to guide the humans. Pointing out weak points in the alien formation, the battle raged on, and the humans pushed forward, determined to defend their home. Grelix fought with a newfound strength, working. As a part of the team, he realized that he had chosen the right side, but the Zornites were not easily defeated. They regrouped and began to fight back aggressively. Their technology allowed them to fire powerful blasts that threatened the humans' positions. "We need to fall back," Ethan shouted as a blast exploded nearby, sending debris flying. "No," Alex replied. "We can't give up now. We have the advantage. Just need to hold our ground a little longer." As the humans fought bravely, Grelix noticed that the Zornites were becoming more reckless. They were angry and frustrated, trying to push through the defenses. He knew this was the moment to strike. "Let's flank them," Grelix shouted too. "Alex and Maya. We can hit them from the side while they are focused on the front." Alex nodded, seeing the opportunity. "All right, let's do it." They quickly moved to the side, using the terrain to their advantage. As they approached the Zornite flank, they could see the aliens struggling to maintain their formation. "On my signal," Alex said, his heart racing. 3, 2, 1, out. The humans charged in from the side, catching the Zornites off guard. The surprise attack sent the aliens into a panic. The humans fought fiercely, taking down Zornite soldiers left and right. Grelix felt a surge of pride as he fought alongside his new friends. He had never seen humans fight with such determination. Together, they pushed the Zornites back, gaining ground with each passing moment. As the battle continued, the humans could sense that victory was within reach. The Zornites were losing their organization, and their numbers were dwindling. "Let's finish this," Maya shouted, her voice filled with fire. "We can do it." With renewed energy, the humans pressed on. They fought harder than ever, determined to protect their planet. Zornites began to retreat, realizing they could not win this battle. As the last Zornite soldier fell, a cheer erupted among the humans. They had done it. They had defended their home against an alien invasion. Grelix stood among them, feeling a sense of belonging. He had fought alongside humans, and together they had achieved something great. Alex looked around at his team, pride shining in his eyes. "We did it. We fought together, and we won." Maya smiled, her heart swelling with joy. "This is just the beginning. We have to prepare for whatever comes next." As the sun began to set, the humans took a moment to celebrate their victory. They had faced overwhelming odds, but had come out stronger. They knew that the fight was not over, but for now, they had proven their strength. Grelix felt a spark of hope. The humans had shown him that there was more to life than conquest. Together, they could build something new. Together, they could create a future where both species could exist in peace. After the battle, the humans gathered to celebrate their victory. They had fought bravely and defended their home against the Zornite invasion. The sun was setting, painting the sky with beautiful colors. Everyone felt a sense of relief and pride. Alex stood at the front, looking at his team. "We did it. Showed the Zornites that we are strong and united, but we cannot forget that this is only the beginning. We need to prepare for what comes next." Maya nodded, her eyes shining with determination. "We have to be ready in case they come back. They will not give up easily." Ethan, still catching his breath, added, "We need to gather more information about the Zornites. We can't just wait for them to attack again." Grelix listened to the humans, feeling a deep respect for them. He had never seen such strength and unity before. "I can help you," he said. "I know about my people and their ways. I can share everything I know." The humans turned to Grelix, thankful for his support. "You fought alongside us," Alex said. "You are one of us now. We will work together to protect our world." As night fell, they gathered around a small fire. They shared stories, laughter, and food. Grelix felt a warmth in his heart as he listened to the humans talk about their lives, their hopes, and their dreams. He realized that they were not so different from his own people. "Back on Veridonia, we have a saying," Grelix began. "It is about strength and unity. When we work together, we can achieve great things." Maya smiled. "That is true. We are stronger together than we ever could have been alone." As the fire crackled, they began to discuss their plans for the future. They knew that the Zornites would not give up easily. They had to be ready for another attack. "We need to train," Alex suggested. "We should teach each other our skills. The humans can learn from Grelix about Zornite tactics, and Grelix can learn about our technology and fighting styles." Ethan jumped in. "I can also work on improving our defenses. We need to fortify our base and set up early warning systems." Grelix agreed. "Together, we can create a strong defense. I will share everything I know about the Zornite ships and their technology. This will help you prepare." The humans nodded, feeling motivated and inspired. They spent the next few days training hard, learning from each other, and building their defenses. Grelix taught them about Zornite strategies, while the humans shared their knowledge of teamwork and technology. As they trained, they grew closer. They shared laughs, stories, and experiences that brought them together as friends and allies. Grelix felt grateful to be part of this group. He'd come to Earth as an outsider, but now he felt like family. One morning while they were training, a loud noise filled the sky. The soldiers looked up to see Zornite ships approaching once again. The humans quickly took their positions, ready to defend their home. "Here they come," Maya shouted, her heart pounding. Alex turned to the group. "We are ready for this. We have trained hard, and we know what to do. Stay strong and stick." Together, Zornite ships landed, and soldiers poured out, their eyes filled with anger. They had returned to take revenge. "Prepare for battle." Alex yelled, and the humans opened fire. The training they had done together paid off as they fought with skill and determination. The Zornites were caught off guard by the humans' strength. Grelix fought alongside them, using the knowledge he had shared to help the humans anticipate the Zornite attacks. He felt proud to stand with his friends, defending their home together. As the battle raged on, the humans utilized their defenses effectively. They set traps, ambushed the Zornites, and worked together to push back the alien soldiers. Maya fought fiercely, remembering the training and using her skills to take down Zornite soldiers. She felt empowered and strong. Knowing that she was fighting for her home and her new friends, Ethan used his tech skills to disable Zornite weapons and create distractions. He felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders but was determined. To protect everyone, the fight was intense, but the humans held their ground. Grelix noticed that the Zornite soldiers were becoming frustrated and disorganized. They had underestimated the humans once again. "Now's our chance," Grelix shouted, pointing to a group of Zornite soldiers that had become separated from the main force. "Let's flank them. Follow me," Alex yelled, leading the charge. The humans moved quickly, taking advantage of the confusion among the Zornites. They struck hard and fast, catching the Zornites off guard. The aliens were not prepared for the humans' fierce spirit and teamwork. One by one, the Zornite soldiers fell. As the last Zornite soldier was taken down, the humans erupted in cheers. They had fought bravely and successfully defended their home once again. Grelix felt a wave of joy wash over him. He had fought alongside these humans and witnessed their strength. They had proven that unity could overcome any challenge. As the dust settled, Alex turned to the group. "We did it. We stood together, and we won again." Maya smiled, her heart full of pride. "This is what we can achieve when we work together." But Grelix's expression changed as he looked up at the sky. We cannot celebrate for long. We need to prepare for the future. The Zornites will come back again. They will not give up easily. Alex nodded, understanding the truth in Grelix's words. You're right. We must stay vigilant and continue to strengthen our defenses. As they began to regroup and assess the situation, they knew that they had formed a powerful alliance. The humans in Grelix had proven that they could work together to face any threat. In the following days, they focused on building their defenses and preparing for any possible future attacks. They created a plan to share information with other human bases, warning them of the Zornite threat and ensuring everyone was ready. Grelix offered to return to Veridonia to gather more information about the Zornites and their plans. I can convince others to join us, he said. Together, we can make a stronger alliance. The humans supported Grelix's decision, understanding the importance of gaining more allies. They knew that if they worked together with other species, they could stand a better chance against future threats. As Grelix prepared for his journey back to Veridonia, the humans gathered to say goodbye. They felt a mix of sadness and hope. They had fought together and built a strong bond, but they knew Grelix's mission was crucial. Remember, you're allies now, Alex said, clasping Grelix's shoulder. We will fight together again. Maya smiled and added, and we will be ready for whatever comes next. Grelix nodded, feeling grateful for their friendship. I will return with more allies. Together, we will create a future of peace. As he left, the humans felt a renewed sense of purpose. They had proven their strength and resilience. They had faced overwhelming odds and emerged victorious. And now, with new allies on the horizon, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They knew that together, they could overcome any threat, and their bond would only grow stronger. The fight for their home was far from over, but they were united in their mission. The humans in Grelix were prepared to defend their world, ready to build a future filled with hope and strength, standing together against any enemy that dared to threaten their peace.